The following program contains violence, disturbing imagery, nudity, and, oh my God, why are you even watching this? Just run away. This shit is going to give you nightmares.
Recorded live at the Jared Show Studios in Tampa, Florida. It's another episode of the Jared Show. And now, here's your host, Jared Suarez.
That's right. Back again for another episode of the Jared Show.
Another one.
Trying out a different pitch. I like this one. The timing is still correct. I like it. Anyways, it's Tuesday, January 16th, 2018, and you know what that means. It's time for What's Trending Tuesday. Every Tuesday here on the Jared Show, I like to pull open, to open up the What's Trending tab on Facebook. So in order to do that, let's go ahead and click over to Facebook. as always, it's just a bunch of notifications from people. Things are going off on the computer, live videos and whatnot. All right, so let's move down here to the What's Trending tab. Okay. I don't know if any of this stuff is going to be something I don't want to talk about, but let's just go ahead and start this off. It says, this is from the Daily Caller. It says, what the White House doctor just said about Trump's mental health made reporters pee their pants. Really? Are they being literal with that? Let's jump in. So, Ronnie Jackson is the White House doctor. Okay, we've got to see this and why these guys peed their pants. Was it terrifying? It says presidential physician says Trump aced the cognitive exam. Let's see. The physician to the president, Navy Rear Admiral Ronnie Jackson, said during Tuesday's White House briefing that President Donald Trump requested, then aced, a cognitive ability exam. Reporters have suggested for months that Trump is mentally unstable, and NBC's Haley Jackson was quick to ask about the president's mental health during the briefing. Trump was not initially supposed to receive a cognitive exam during his first presidential trip to the doctor, but Dr. Jackson said that Trump specifically requested the exam himself. I had absolutely no concerns about his cognitive ability or his, neurological function, Jackson asserted. I was not going to do a cognitive exam. I had no intention of doing one. The reason we did the cognitive assessment is plain and simple, because the president asked me to do it. Jackson then explained that the president did exceedingly well on the exam, and he has no reasons to question his mental ability. Okay, so as always, the most fun part about the stories like these are going to the comments, what people are talking about this. So here we go. So this lady, Carol, says, people are ignoring the fact that the doctor is part of the armed forces, and no matter what, the commander-in-chief gives him a direct order to lie, he has to follow it. Yeah. Okay, so that's what happened. He said, you better lie. President Trump's mental and physical health are perfect, and yet, Michael A. says, this is very interesting, showing our MSM asking the same question over and over, searching for the smallest crumb of anything to make President Trump look bad. The only thing they didn't do was ask to examine his feces, and not one question on the wins our country has amassed over the year of President Trump leadership. Okay, so that guy's not... This guy says, liar, liar, pants on fire. Oh, sweet. So he left this open for comments. So there's going to obviously be trolls and people just going, this guy says, Jesus Christ, that's hilarious. Thank you. Nice language. You took the Lord's name in vain and used the F word. Nice. You need some church. Go fuck yourself. That's what I would say. I'd say go fuck yourself. I'd say go fuck yourself, cunt. You need some church. Go fuck yourself, bitch. Trump doesn't look bad, ? CNN can't handle the truth, this guy says. And then this guy underneath him says, verified Russian prostitute. And then he says back, your mom. Let's see. We examine his feces every time he opens his mouth. Oh, savage. Look at you. Not. Just kidding. Oh, that's because he shits out of his mouth. That's all he does is poop out of his mouth. Pro tip, don't trust anyone who legitimately uses MSM to refer to the news. That's a red flag that they're got the Trump worm infecting their brain. I don't think that's how it works. MSM, that means mainstream media. Even the mainstream media uses mainstream media as a term. Let's see. I wonder how much money this guy got from Trump. The Hippocratic Oath meant nothing to this doctor. Oh, so she's just blatantly saying that the guy took a bribe. That's ridiculous. The doctor is part of the military. If the commander-in-chief tells him to lie, he must follow that order. That's not really how it works. Not true. A military officer is under no requirement to follow an unlawful order. This guy says, we swear on oath to the Constitution above all. Not all lies are unlawful, this guy says. Have you ever served in the military? This guy says, what you just said proves you're a fool. If you don't want people to think that you're an idiot, just stop typing. Wow, you're fucking stupid. Why don't you tell him why he's stupid, instead of just, ad hominem attacks, fool, idiot, stop typing, fucking stupid. That's all that people see. You're a fucking idiot. This guy. There's no way that fat bastard is 6'3" and 239 pounds. That's a lie. 239 pounds? I don't know. That sounds a little fishy. I don't know if the president's 239 pounds. 240 pounds? He might be. I mean, at 6'3", and I mean, he is a big man. This guy Jason says he's 239 pounds, eats junk food, and can barely put together a cohesive sentence. What are you talking about? Remember who the doctor reports to? I don't think there's been any president since they started doing these physicals that has given their boss a bad mark. I don't know about all that. So I don't know. I'm done reading these guys' comments because they're just going to hate on the president more. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's not. As of right now, it's not really that much fun. Moving on to the second story in the trending tab. Switzerland is in the news. Let's see why Switzerland made it today. Switzerland bans boiling live lobsters, calling it animal cruelty. Well, it is. I mean, listen. If you take a lobster and just throw it into a fucking pot of boiling water, that's pretty terrible of you. You should not be a lazy fuck. And if you're going to buy a whole lobster, a live lobster, you buy that motherfucker, you put it on a cutting board, and you take a chef knife and you pop it right in its head. Just right one quick pop down onto its head, and it's right where its brain is at, and you kill it before you put it in the fucking thing. You got to think that animal is freaking the fuck out when you put it in boiling water and it boils alive. So the meat isn't as sweet and soft and tender. It gets kind of a little bit tougher almost because it's stressed. I feel like it's not, Okay, so this guy, I feel like it's not right. It's not humane, and they shouldn't, do it. This guy says, so now you can't have lobster in Switzerland. Fuck PETA. Is that what they're saying? I don't think that's what they're saying, dumbass. They're saying that you need to fucking kill the thing before it's standard and boil them alive for customers to eat. New regulations will help protect lobsters and crustaceans from being cooked alive. As it causes animals suffering. Yeah, of course, that's fucked up. We're already going to eat these fucking things. Why are we going to torture them? Lobsters don't always die when they're boiled. What? I'm watching a little video with some captions here, which means often they are still conscious while being eaten. Holy shit. That's pretty fucking terrifying. Whilst the ban will not stop eating of crustaceans, they must now be stunned before killing. What does that mean? Italy also introduced the ban in 2017. Among the law, this law is expected to ruffle feathers among restaurateurs. I don't understand why it's got to be, why do you have to put it in the fucking hot water alive? Just kill it. It's real quick. All you do is take a chef knife and you put it in on the right where the lobster is. You can look these videos up online. It'll show you exactly where on the lobster the brain is, and you just pop it and it dies instantly. It instantly dies, and that's the way it should go. Because then they die, they relax their muscles, and they just become delicious. Oh man. The last time that I saw somebody boil a lobster live, I didn't eat it. I don't want a lobster that is going to be boiled alive. I don't want it. It's not good. I don't like it. So good for you, Switzerland. I agree with your new law, and I think that it should be like that around the world. I don't know if it necessarily needs to be a law. But it should be like a health and safety code or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I don't think lobsters should have rights. I mean, come the fuck on. They have the right to fucking swim around, get caught, and fucking get eaten. That's what they have the right to do. Moving along. The Academia Bautista de Puerto Nuevo is in the third column. Here, let's go ahead and open that here in a new tab. It says, Puerto Rican students rejoice when electricity returns to school. Oh, man, that's going to be rough. So that's going to be... so it's like the teachers and the students, they finally got it on after 112 days without power. Oh, my gosh. All right, so I'm looking at this video. Oh, hang on. Let's start this over. Okay, so it's like... Basically, it looks like a prison where it's like one long inner hallway and there's classrooms on either side of the hallway and it's 2 stories. It looks like a fucking... like Oz. Or like the prison from The Walking Dead. And it's packed with kids, and these kids are losing their fucking minds because the lights just came back on. The teachers are doing little dances. These kids are jumping up and down, screaming. Wow. Yeah, they are losing their minds. The teachers are doing jumping jacks and waving their arms in the air. Waving their arms in the air like they just don't care. Those teachers. They're ringing bells and they're celebrating. Finally. Oh, man. What a happy time for those kids. Oh, they're beating on drum. No, that was like a trash can. Oh, they were super happy. Man, that's awesome. So congratulations, to you guys out there in Puerto Rico. That was so fucked up that you guys had to wait that long. But I mean, what else are we supposed to do? You guys are on an island out there and it just got fucking wiped out. I mean, that whole Hurricane Irma really, really, really started it off for them, and then Maria came in right behind it and just smashed it. Here in Tampa, you can go back to the podcast. I think it's Hurricane Blistery. It was when Frank and I sat down after the Hurricane Irma, and that thing came right over top of Tampa, just like swooped right over top of Tampa, and we talked a little bit about it on that podcast. But to not have power at your school for 112 days, I mean, granted they had to have, like some Thanksgiving breaks, probably some holiday breaks, some, Christmas breaks. And, I'm sure it wasn't 112 school days, but still, nonetheless, happy times for those kids in Puerto Rico, kids and teachers. I'm glad they finally got the power back on. So move along. Let's move it on. Riverside County, California. An emaciated girl's window escape opened the door to a nightmarish scene. Okay. Let's take a look at this in new tab. All right. Riverside County, California. When Riverside County Sheriff's deputies entered the Paris house where a married couple was said to be holding their 13 children, ... You got me. I'll click. MSN.com says they were holding their 13 children captive. They found a horrific scene. Oh, Jesus. There was a strong, foul smell. The house was filthy. 3 young people were chained to pieces of furniture. Children were badly emaciated. And yet, Riverside County Sheriff's Captain Greg Fellows said Tuesday the children's mother was surprised to see authorities. It seemed that the mother was perplexed as to why we were at the residence, Fellows said. Sheriff's deputies have never received a call from the house about suspected child abuse, Fellows said at the news conference. The County Child Protective Services official said that this was the first chance we had to intervene, quote. Authorities on Tuesday released more details about the nightmarish scene they found at the house on Muir Woods Road, and about the condition of the 13 siblings who appeared to have undergone years of abuse. A 17-year-old girl called 911 early Sunday saying that she had escaped from her family's home where her parents had been holding her captive. On Tuesday, Fellows, commander of the sheriff's Paris station, said the girl escaped from a window in the house and called 911 from a deactivated cell phone that she found in the house, I guess. There's a picture of the house. We've got a giant van outside, which, I mean, if the family wants to go anywhere, they're going to need a giant van. Probably more than that. Riverside County Sheriff's deputies who found the girl were struck by her small size and emaciated appearance. She looked to be only about 10, and she had photos to back up her claims. When deputies arrived at the house, they found a scene as nightmarish as she had described. The parents, David Allen Turpin, 57, and Louise Anna Turpin, 49, were arrested on suspicion of torture and child endangerment. Jesus. Each was being held in lieu of $9 million bail. Holy shit. The youngest child is 2. What? Deputies first assumed from their frail and malnourished appearance that all in the group were minors, but later determined that 7 of them were adults ages 18 to 29. 7 adults from 18 to 29. The children are believed to be the couple's biological children. County Adult and Child Protective Services workers and medical professionals are assessing the siblings, he said. There's no indication of mental illness at this time from the parents. So what the fuck? What the fuck were they doing? Why did they do that? Fellows said the children's recovery would be long and praised the courage of the teenager who called 911. Quote, if you can imagine being 17 years old and appearing to be a 10-year-old, being chained to a bed and being malnourished and injuries associated with that, I would call that torture, quote, he said. Oh, man. That is horrific. And some of these kids obviously had have been going through this their entire lives. If the youngest one was 2, man, 7 adult children, 5 females, 2 males, 18 to 29. They're in the hospital. Jesus Christ. That is terrible. This is going to be insane when these kids get better and can talk about this. That is going to be everywhere on the news. Holy shit. I just thought about that. Man. Here's a picture of all the kids. Yeah, they all look pretty young. I don't know. Let's move along away from this crazy ass shit. Edwin Hawkins. Gospel star whose Oh Happy Day was a crossover success, dies at 74. He won 4 Grammys and was a major force for contemporary inspirational music. That's too bad. You will be missed, Edwin Hawkins. Moving along. Oymyakon, Russia. It's so cold in the world's coldest village that their thermometer has broken. It shows a picture of a guy with his eyelashes frozen. So let's go ahead and check this out. Oh no. I lost it. I lost everything. I did it again, damn it. Anyways, it's so cold that they broke their thermometer. The temperature has reached near record lows, so much so that their digital thermometer broke as a result. Let's see. Jeez. Negative 62 degrees Celsius. What is that? Negative 62 Celsius to Fahrenheit. Okay, so negative 79.6. That's insane. That's like enough to, if you were to pour a glass of water out, of hot tea out, onto the ground, it would freeze before it hit the ground. That's how fucking cold that is. The bathing in the village despite the cold. Chinese tourists are going there. Negative 62. That's insane. Here's a couple of beautiful Russian women, all covered up, so you can't really see anything but their eyes. And their eyelashes are frozen, solid. This young lady is doing ballet in the snow. Everything around her is completely fucking frozen. Everything. Man, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that. I don't even know if I would want to actually, I don't know if I would actually even want to deal with that. Like for travel, like tourism. I mean, I've always wanted to go someplace really fucking cold, but that's, it's a little much, I'd say. Let's move along. Since I've scrambled it up, I have a different amount of stories here. Things are moving around. There's stories that are now higher on the trending tab. The one at the top now says Ferrari is planning an all-electric supercar. Ferrari is going to build an electronic vehicle that will aim to have no peer, including from the likes of Tesla, Fiat, Chrysler. Fiat Chrysler CEO Sergio Marchionne said, I'm not going to click that. I don't really care. Big deal. They're going to make a fucking car and sell it for a bunch of money, and it's going to go really fast. Wow, who cares? This guy, there's a picture of this guy with a bleeding face. With several dead in operations to arrest rogue Venezuela pilot Oscar Perez. 2 police officers were killed outside Caracas as security forces closed in on a rogue pilot and former policeman who stole a helicopter and bombed government buildings in an audacious stunt. What? This guy was going all fucking like Die Hard and shit, trying to fucking take down the corrupt government. Yeah, they're saying they're calling him Rambo Cop. The government of Venezuela killed this officer who knew what they were doing was wrong to the people. Venezuelan rebel officer. Okay, yeah, so they killed him. That sucks. I mean, it sucks that they have, like, you know, that many problems down there in Venezuela. But, you know, socialism. So, Mr. Perez raised the alarm in typically dramatic fashion with a series of posts on Instagram showing him with a bloody face as he claimed to be under siege from regime forces. He was cornered by special security forces in his hiding place in El Yunquinto, a poor area 25 kilometers northwest of Caracas. They are firing at us with grenade launchers. We said we were going to surrender, and they don't want to let us surrender. They want to kill us, Perez said in one of the videos published online during the siege. Man, that's crazy. So there were live videos going off while this shit was going down. Accused of terrorism for months, Mr. Perez was subject of wanted posters pasted across Venezuela as authorities attempted to calm simmering tensions. Very interesting. I didn't even know that shit was going on. But, of course, they don't want us to know the problems in socialist countries because they want, you know, socialism here. All right, let's move away from that. It's just going to get me in trouble here. Chrissy Teigen boldly offers to pay Olympic gymnast Michaela Maroney's $100,000 fine if she speaks. All right, you got me. I have no idea what this is. Why she's getting $100,000 to say something? What? All right, I guess I can look up the friggin' story. It's on Billboard. If she speaks at the Larry Nassar hearing. Oh, okay. So that's the guy. That's the guy who was accused of molesting and sexually abusing these young children, these girls that were athletes, Olympic athletes, and they were young. They were, you know, he was fucking around with little kids. So, she said that she won't be able to attend. What is she? Okay, so she's supposed to, I guess she's supposed to compete, and if she doesn't, she's going to have to pay a fine, possibly. I don't understand. I don't understand. Faces of okay. There's a legal agreement because she sued and received a settlement of $1.25 million from the U.S. gymnastics team in 2016. And if she speaks at his sentencing, she will be fined $1,000 as per a legal agreement during the settlement of that lawsuit. So this lady, Chrissy Teigen, gets on Twitter and says, yeah, I got you, yo. You better go speak at that shit. I got you on that 100K. All right, well, we'll see if you can stick up or, you know, put that money where your mouth is. Because if she does, they're definitely going to bring that down because she signed an agreement saying that she wasn't going to speak, and if she did, she would pay $100,000 to them. So, interesting. Moving along, NHK, Japan broadcaster false North Korea missile alert. Oh, they did it too? Oh, interesting. If you didn't know, over the weekend, how could you not? Hawaii did the same thing. Japanese national broadcaster NHK issued an on-air apology after issuing an alert incorrectly claiming that North Korea had launched a missile. Well, I believe that the TV and all that stuff was affected too by in Hawaii. It was like the emergency broadcast alert. People are getting scared out there. Hopefully it was just a mistake. And there's no problem with that. Moving along. York County Sheriff's Office. Law enforcement officers shot overnight. 4 of them. Oh. Jesus Christ, did they die? 3 officers that were shot are York County Sheriff deputies. The other was a York County police officer as part of a SWAT team. The incident occurred overnight into early Tuesday morning. What do we do? Do we look at this? Let's do it. Let's take a look. Story is from WCNC. Okay, let's see. Out of York County, South Carolina, 4 law enforcement officers required surgery after a suspect allegedly shot them during a massive overnight manhunt in York County. Deputies responded to a domestic violence call around 10:08 p.m. on Monday outside of the city of York. Officials said the suspect, later identified as 47-year-old Christian Thomas McHale, was allegedly actively assaulting a female at the home when they received the 911 call. The first law enforcement officer arrived at 10:20, but by that time, authorities said McCall had fled the home on foot, sparking a massive manhunt. York County canine units were called in to help find him, and then shortly after the canine units began to track him, just after 1 a.m. Tuesday morning, officials said that McCall fired shots and a canine unit was struck. The officer was transported by a fellow deputy in his patrol car to Piedmont Medical Center. The canine bloodhound was not hurt. Okay, so they actually they got a bloodhound on him to track him down on a trail. That's good that he didn't get hurt, though. Immediately, with the assistance from surrounding agencies, we began actively looking for the suspect, a York County official said. Officials said 47 units from surrounding agencies assisted in the manhunt. A reverse 911 call was made to the residents in the surrounding areas to inform them of the developing situation. Officials told NBC Charlotte McCall managed to evade the police for hours until around 3:30 a.m. Tuesday when shots were fired again. 3 York County Sheriff's deputies were struck. In all, 4 law enforcement officers were shot. 3 were York County deputies. The other one was York Police. 2 of the deputies and the officer were all members of York County SWAT team. 2 of the officers shot at 3:30 a.m. were taken to CMC, Maine by helicopter. 3rd was taken by ground. And then it's got some pictures of the officers involved. One of them looks pretty young. Officer Kyle Cummings. He looks kind of like a young guy. The other guys were a little bit older. There's a picture of a bullet hole on a bench or something like that. I don't know what that is. It looks like it might be a piece of metal. Here's this lady's Facebook page has a picture of the guy. Just went around trying to fucking shoot at cops. What the fuck is wrong with that guy? Man, that sucks. When people are out there, these guys are trying to keep criminals off the street, and they're putting their lives on the line. Terrifying job. Could never do anything like that. I mean, it would be kind of fun, to tell people, that they're, breaking law. But at the same time, it's scary as shit. Moving along to the last two stories that we have here tonight. Michigan is in the news. Let's open this in a new tab. Michigan. After 30 years in the U.S., Michigan dad deported to Mexico. Jorge Garcia of Lincoln Park, who has lived in the U.S. since he was 10 years old, was deported Monday morning to Mexico. Well, I mean, he was here illegally, obviously. This guy is Roger G. is taking this opportunity to blame it on the president. Not blame the guy who came over here illegally as a kid. I mean, he didn't have a choice. He was 10 years old. Father of two, so his wife and his two kids have to stay, and he has to go back to Mexico. It says, so the New York Times has decided to make a case for an illegal immigrant being deported. Bad choice. This guy came here illegally as a kid. So he tried for citizenship 12 years ago. He didn't try again until he was notified of his deportation. He should have tried harder. I agree with you. I have to. I mean, on that point, you can't be lazy about it if you're a fucking illegal immigrant and you know that you were here illegally. You tried to do something about your immigration beforehand, and you should have stayed on it. If you didn't become a citizen, then you should have kept trying to become a citizen. That was 12 years ago. You've had 12 years to fucking pursue your citizenship, and you just let it go. You have two kids here. How are they gonna survive now when their dad, their breadwinner, is now in Mexico making Mexican wages? It's completely backwards. And if he would have just tried a little bit harder, 12 years, man, those kids look a lot older than 12. I don't know. You couldn't have figured it out. I mean, geez. That's terrible, though. The mother and the kids are probably worried sick, and now the whole country is talking about them. I'm sure there's some sort of GoFundMe going on. It sucks that somebody has to be ripped away from their family like that, but you should have taken care of your shit, man. You knew you were here illegally. That's why you tried 12 years ago to get citizenship, and it failed. And you had 12 years after that to try to do something about it, and you didn't. And now you have to pay the consequences. Not only you, your poor family has to suffer those consequences as well. Just for, I mean, what are they going to do? Are they going to force you to go get your citizenship so you can continue providing for your family? I mean, ridiculous. All right, well, let's move on. Let's get out of here. We've got one story left. It says Gallup. I guess that's the poll, Gallup poll. Let's open in a new tab. Got to remember to do that because every time I click away from that page, it starts changing. And new stuff goes up, stuff goes away. This says analysis. 3.2 million more people were uninsured at the end of 2017 than at the end of 2016. Much of the increase is driven by non-white and poor Americans. Oh. So, let's see. During the first 7 years of the ACA, which is the Affordable Care Act, the uninsured rate dropped to a record low of 10.9 in the third and fourth quarters of 2016. That's because they were getting threatened with fines if they didn't pony up to the insurance scam mafia protection agency. They were going to have to pay hundreds of dollars. So It says, instead of building on the successes of the ACA, the Republican majority and the Trump administration tried everything possible last year to undermine the ACC and sabotage the marketplaces, causing confusion, uncertainty for millions of Americans, and spikes in healthcare costs. I don't know if I want to talk about fucking healthcare, man. That's just, I just don't want to do it. It's just such a pain in the ass because, I mean, it's something that people should have, but the fact that Obama, forced people to pay for insurance on their own, screwed up a lot of companies, some businesses that I know, some business owners that I know had to drop their coverage of their employees because they couldn't afford it. So they had to stop offering that benefit, and it sucks. That's not cool. I know people that are paying thousands of dollars a month for healthcare because they have to, because they're forced to, and they're reasonably healthy people. Right now, I'm uninsured. I don't have insurance. I don't really get sick all too often, and if I do, I just tough it out. And if something happens, I can usually deal with it without the insurance because it's not crazy. I mean, I guess that if I get into some sort of accident or something like that I would need insurance. But I believe that a hospital, if I was deathly ill or extremely injured, that they would have to take care of me. Somebody would have to take care of me and keep me from dying at least. Maybe not have the best of care, but at least I wouldn't die. So I don't know. Maybe is this it? Is this the death prediction show? Are we predicting my own demise again? I don't know. I did that once, and I was like, oh, man, that would be really fucking creepy if I was talking about my own death. Let's move along. Healthcare is not a fun topic to talk about. Let's see. That was it on the original page. Now things are moving again, so I just clicked it again. We get Las Vegas, Nevada, top of the trending tab. It says, new charges could be coming in Vegas massacre, police attorney says. Let's see what that's all about. This is going to be the last thing that we're going to talk about, too. We'll click on over to Las Vegas. Let's see. I'm lost. How do I get back? Hang on. Where the heck? Okay, completely lost now. I have no idea what I clicked and where that Las Vegas news story came or went to. Here we go. All right. New charges could be coming in Vegas massacre, police attorney says. More than 3 months later, countless questions remain as to the motive of the Las Vegas shooter. This is from Fox News. To get more answers, petitioners of several media organizations tried Tuesday to have the state district court judge Alyssa Kaddish decide to unseal the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police search warrants. The attorney for the police, Nicholas Crosby, when arguing on the merits of the case, noted that potential charges against other people could be in the works. These new developments underscored his justification that the matter is still an ongoing investigation. Crosby said that there are no new charges are imminent, but he highlighted the charges of individuals could come in the future, and therefore the documents should remain sealed. That whole thing is really, really weird that they're not giving the public any kind of information over this. I mean, hundreds of people were shot, and they're just not. They haven't come out and said, okay, this is what's going on. This is why this happened. I mean, people have to be kind of on edge now when they go out in public into like a big venue like that. I know recently Disney World has cracked down on their hotels that overlook the Magic Kingdom. They have now made it a policy where you can't get a there are no longer do not disturb signs on the doors. It says occupied room instead, and it is now policy that a Disney employee must enter every single room every day, so they can't just let people stay in their hotels and amass a giant stockpile of ammunition and guns. Let's see. Last Friday, 315 pages of federal search warrants were released to the public, showing agents sought digital communications and social media accounts of the shooter's girlfriend, and then it recounts the actual massacre. So yeah, I mean, people are kind of scared as to why this had happened, and if there was any kind of information that would give us any kind of explanation about this guy, I think it would help out a lot with the way they are, reacting to this public reaction, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, this is that's gonna be it. I did 11 stories. I usually only do 10. I did kind of want to go into the entertainment tab and see what was in there. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Just really quick. Let's click entertainment and see the number one top trending entertainment thing is that Chrissy Teigen story that we talked about and Olympus. Or Olympian Olympus. That's hilarious. Second story, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. They are officially welcoming baby number 3. Is that the name of it? Baby No.3? No.3? That's a cool name. No.3 West, y'all. Ashley Banfield blasts Aziz Ansari's accuser. You have chiseled away at the Me Too movement. Timothy Chalamet donates salary from Woody Allen film to Time's Up Fund. That's good for him. Edwin Hawkins, we talked about him passing away at 74 years old. Will Ferrell, hilarious Roger Federer interview. I don't know. Do I want to watch that? I don't think so. Enrique Iglesias and Anna Kournikova share pictures of their twins. Wait, so they got married? Are they married or did they just have kids together? Is this a recent picture? Let's see. Oh, they're just little tiny babies. That's cute. I didn't know that they were married. She looks a lot different too. I mean, because she was big maybe 17 years ago, but I didn't know that they were still together. That's insane. That's a long relationship. Let's see. Go back to the. Okay, Creed. Okay, that's for the movie Creed 2. Jimmy Fallon channels James Taylor to recap Fire and Fury. Oh, okay, so he's gonna sing Fire and Rain. Oh, that's gonna be good. Actually, let's go ahead and pull that up. I wouldn't mind watching that on YouTube. It's probably trending on YouTube. So let's go pop on over to the YouTube trending tab and see if that is there. Nope, don't see anything. There's Password with Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, and Cole Sprouse. That's not it. No, I'm not seeing Jimmy Fallon, James Taylor. Let's just search that. Fallon, James Taylor. Oh, whoops, I put that in the wrong box. Man, I feel like such an old man sometimes when I do shit like that. I'm like, oh, whoops! I accidentally put what I was searching into the wrong text field. James Taylor. All right. Oh, here we go. Fire and Fury. 21 hours ago. Now I'm gonna just play this off the computer. I'm not gonna put this in here through the board. There we go.
Just yesterday morning, Breitbart announced you were gone.
Okay.
Found in the tell-all book, put an end to you.
Okay, actually, that's good enough that I'm going to go ahead and let me just go ahead and pipe this into the thing, and we'll go out on this and listen to that, because Jimmy Fallon is actually a very talented guitar player. He has since as long as I've known of him, he's always played the guitar. Back when he was on SNL, he played the guitar, and he's actually pretty talented musician. He can sing, and let's see what we got going on here. All right, so we're going to take that video there and put it onto this. Oh, nope, wrong one. Let's see. Here we go. Now that's better. All right, so we're going to go out on this. Go to jaredshow.com to listen to the rest of the episodes. Thanks for tuning into this little bit longer episode of The Jared Show. As we move on, they will get longer.
Just yesterday morning, Breitbart announced you were gone. Found in the tell-all book, put an end to you.
All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.
Thought you were besties, but I guess I was wrong. Shouldn't have dissed Trump's ass in those interviews. I've seen fire and I've seen fury. Seen White House staff who will have to face a jury. I've seen him drink a cup of water with tiny hands while he's lying in bed watching Fox and Friends. Bannon hated Don Jr. for disrupting his plans. Called him unpatriotic and treasonous. Trump heard about that, and Bannon got canned. 'Cause Trump's like a really smart, stable genius. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen fury. I've seen so many tweets that my eyes are blurry. Even his own wife and kids thought he would lose. Now he's throwing a damn award show for fake news. He's been going to bed at 6 p.m., up at 3 a.m. to tweet. Lord knows when he's on his phone, he can throw a fit, you know. He's had a light snack of 6 Big Macs while he's watching 3 TVs. He's turned the White House into a total hole. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen fury. I just wish Robert Mueller would friggin' hurry. And this time I'll be the one who calls Putin. 'Cause in 2020 Oprah's gonna win.